Alex, nice playing.
Thanks.
8 under 64 to get to 13 under. Obviously, you did a lot of good things out there, but what did you excel at today? 17 out of 18 greens, I guess, is good ball
Yeah,
striking.
yeah. I don't know if there was really anything that stood out. My ball striking's kind of been lacking a little the last couple of weeks, and I made a little adjustment yesterday, kind of in the middle of the round, and it's worked for the last 27 holes or so. Um, it's a course that it, it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's a course that gives up a lot of birdies, but if you're not making a lot of birdies, you kind of feel like you're falling behind pretty quickly. Um, so my putting's felt really good the last couple of weeks. So I knew if I could just give myself a lot of chances, hit as many greens as I could, um, I'd be I'd have a lot of chances and someone go in and obviously some wouldn't. But I felt like the ball striking improved a little bit today. I hit a few more tee shots in the fairway than I have in previous rounds. So just gave myself a lot of chances, and like I said, some of those were able to go in.
This is your first time here. Was it kind of what you expected or what you'd heard about? Yeah.
I don't know if I've heard a whole lot about this tournament. Obviously, I know it's the last year it's here. I know it's going to Louisville next year, starting next year. I know the scores are always pretty low. Um, with these type of greens, the bent grass greens this time of the year, they're relatively soft. The golf course is pretty brown. I don't know how much rain they've had, but, just telling by the lake on 8 and 18, probably not a whole lot. So you're able to get pretty close to the hole on the tee shots just because it's running out. The greens are still relatively soft. So, if your irons feel on, you're just looking down flag sticks all day.
You've had a pretty strange season this season compared to the last few.
Sure.
It seems like you haven't made very many cuts, and every time you
Right.
have, you finish in the top 25.
Yeah.
What's been going on this year?
I've kind of, throughout my entire career, I've kind of always had slow starts to the beginning of the year, even like junior golf in college. January through March or April's kind of been slow for me, and this year wasn't a whole lot different. It's just that, it was weird. I would have some parts of my game that would feel really good, like say my driving and iron shots would feel really good one week, and then I just wouldn't be able to make anything. And then there'd be a couple weeks where my chipping and short game and putting felt really solid, and then I just wasn't able to hit the fairway or hit a whole lot of greens. So nothing's really come together in a tournament so far. I was able to kind of piece things together a few times, like you mentioned earlier on in the season or a few weeks ago during the last stretch. But yeah, just haven't really been able to. I feel like everything kind of fired together, and it feels pretty close this week. So just got to keep those feelings going, and hopefully it'll be there Saturday and Sunday.
Your caddy told me you'd recently started working with a new putting coach. Is that a fairly recent change, or?
I wouldn't say it was a new putting coach. I've been working with David Orr on my putting for almost 5 years now or so. So he's still my putting coach.
Okay.
He just decided to not come out on the road as often anymore. And I know Ralph Bauer, who works with a few guys out here, is kind of, I would say, helped me with my green reading a little bit, and have helped me kind of implement a few more practice, things that may help me. I've kind of gone back and forth, kind of dabbered with putting a line on the ball and lining it up when I've putting. I've tried it a few times on the practice green before, but have just never pulled the trigger using it in a tournament. Because my stroke pattern, I tend to aim right and pull it, and so if I have a line on the ball, I was always thinking that, well, if I'm aiming where I want to, I'm always going to pull them. So, but I tried it starting in Detroit. Ralph kind of mentioned, hey, it might be something you should try, and it's felt really, really good, and I've seen a lot more putts go in than I've had before. So obviously it's been working. So nothing's ever really too far off out here. It's just little things here and there, and one swing thought or one shot on the course, and you feel a certain feeling or something like that could cause could change the course of your season.
And finally, just for you, you're at 13 under. Where do you sort of expect that to be, at the end of the day, basically, with a lot of good scores this morning and yesterday's scores?
Yeah, I'm not too certain. I know Pearson had a really good round yesterday, so I expect him to play well again today. feel like if I could shoot 13 under over the weekend, I'd be in pretty good shape. So I had a number coming into today, and I bettered it by 1. So looking forward to what tomorrow holds and what the weekend holds.
It's always good when you better it by 1.
That's right. Absolutely.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, you got it.